Hi everyone, Tori here with another scrapbooking process video called Adorkable. And I'm using the Studio Calico Cert Kit as well as the Studio Calico add-on for February called Flying Trapeze. And I will be scrapbooking this adorable photo, or this adorkable photo, of myself along with Patience and Patricia, who were two of the girls that I traveled with for the African Children's Choir, and we were having ice cream in Disney World. And I really wanted to document it because I love these girls and it's a really special moment for me. And it's been about a year and a half now since I left them at the airport to fly home to Uganda, and I miss them like crazy. And I know it's a year later, but I wanted to document it and document how I was feeling about it a year later. And this is going to be a fairly simple layout today. It took me 45 minutes total, but I am going to share it with you a lot quicker than that. And I had an idea for this layout when I started. I wanted to use pink and this minty blue color, which are my favorite colors right now. And I also wanted to use a ton of chipboard because I had received a 12 by 12 My Mind's Eye or On Trend chipboard piece, and it had come in the Flying Trapeze add-on, and I wanted to use almost all of that chipboard. I wanted to use a ton of it on this page, and I wanted to really focus on the photo that I was loving and some journaling and use a ton of that chipboard. So I began by matting my 12 by 12 paper on some blue cardstock. Then I took the other half of that blue with white hearts pattern paper that I'd used on another layout and stuck it in the middle. Next, I moved on to my photo, trimmed off any excess on the sides, and matted that on some craft cardstock, which I just love that color of craft. I wanted to add a lot of dimensions, so I actually end up using some more of that craft cardstock to just add some extra layers around the photo, so that in the end there's about 4 layers of craft around the photo, just adding extra dimension around it and causing it to have more and more layers. And I just love that that draws attention to it, and I love that that craft is sort of a neutral that doesn't take away from the beautiful background of these pink and blue colors. I wanted to add some more of that craft on the paper and sort of create something to cover up the seam between the blue and the pink. So I cut two 12 by 12-inch strips that are about, I think, a quarter of an inch long, and just put those along the seam of the pink and the blue paper on the top and the bottom. And I just love how that looks and how it draws some more of that craft cardstock in, but also sort of helps those two papers to meld better. Once I'm done, I'm going to adhere my photo because I've decided where I want it, and I don't really need to fiddle around with it. After I'm done, I'm going to grab all of the chipboard pieces that I want to use, and I'm just going to punch them all out of that chipboard 12 by 12 sheet. I'm going to use the word sweet as well as the word adorkable, and those will sort of be my title. A lot of the other chipboard pieces I'm going to pull out are a bunch of flowers, and I'm going to line those up along that top line. I'm also going to use this one tag for my journaling. I'll write my journaling on there. And I also grabbed 3 feathers, which I layered on top of each other, and 1 square with a little pink heart in it, which will be on the bottom. So most of the chipboard will be along that top part, but then I'll also have some around the photo, and then that one blue label or tag where I'll do my journaling. So can we just talk about how awesome chipboard is for a moment? Like, really, I hardly ever play with chipboard that much, and getting this 12 by 12 sheet just opened my eyes to the awesomeness of this embellishment. It adds layering and dimension, and it's gorgeous. Oh, it's so pretty. And I absolutely love using a ton of it on this one page. I think it looks so pretty. It's so my style. It's colorful and girly, and it just it makes me happy. So I am just using my hot glue gun to adhere all of those. That chipboard does have adhesive on the back, but I find that that adhesive falls off. It doesn't last very long. So I really like to use my hot glue gun just to add that extra, make sure security that it'll stay down. For the flowers along that top line, I'm going to layer them on top of each other. So I pick up the bottom piece, glue that down, and then I glue the top piece on top of the other pieces. And the reason I'm layering them is just because I really want to give that layered clustered look, and I want there to not be any gaps or big holes. I want it to be really filled in along the top there. So I had seen this photo of the girls and I on a friend's page, and it was just a really precious memory of going to Disney World with the girls and or with all the kids and having ice cream with them. And it's been a year and a half, and I wanted to document it. And this photo or this page is going to go in my 2015 binder, because sometimes I think it's okay to use old photos in our 2015 binder or whatever, just because our lives are not like, they're not just one thing. Our brains go back and we have memories and we think of things, and that's why I just really wanted to use this photo and document it now, because it meant something to me and it struck a memory in my mind. So I'm just going through the rest of my embellishments from this month's cert kit to find out what else I could use on the page. I used this black and white sticker that said sweetheart and just cut it so it just said sweet. I also added some pink letter stickers that said yum. And now I'm just going through the sentiment strips that came in the scrapbooking kit and picking out a bunch of them that I really like. And I'm going to cluster those in the bottom right hand corner underneath that square chipboard piece. And the ones that I'm using say really cute things like wonderful, love and ice cream, honey sweetie, baby darling, always eat ice cream, and believe. And I just thought they were cute and they fit with the layout, and I just like how they added that little bit of embellishment to that bottom corner. And the nice thing about adding something to that bottom corner is it balances off that big sweet chipboard piece on the left hand side, which is really heavy. So having something in that corner draws your eye along the page from the word sweet to the photo to down to that, and it also sort of balances the page a little more. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to grab my black pen and do some journaling on that notes tag and just write about the photo and how I missed the girls. Then I'm going to grab my Dear Lizzie date stamp and stamp the date, and I'm stamping today's date, February 25th, on the bottom of that card. And once I'm done with that, I'm pretty much done the page. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining me. This was a really quick one, but I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do, because I absolutely love this page and the way it turns out. And I think it's one of my favorite pages I made this month. Anyways, have a lovely day everyone. Bye!